Welcome back, seekers of wisdom. Today we're stepping into the shadows of ancient Greece, where a simple accident turned into a powerful lesson in the art of letting go. Picture this, a lavish banquet, a room full of wealthy guests and a prized pot shattered. In that moment, all eyes fall on Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher. But instead of panic or anger, he smiles. What dark wisdom did he see in those broken pieces? Stick around to discover how a moment of chaos became a lesson in finding calm amid the storm. In the vibrant streets of ancient Greece, where philosophers and merchants mingled in grand halls, lived Epictetus, renowned philosopher known for his extraordinary calm and wisdom. Imagine a man who could keep his cool even if a chariot raced by and splashed mud all over him. Now that's a level of serenity. One evening, Epictetus was invited to a lavish banquet hosted by a wealthy merchant, who was famous for his opulent lifestyle. This merchant had a taste for the finer things in life and was particularly proud of his collection of exquisite artifacts. The centerpiece of the evening's festivities was a stunningly ornate wine pot, adorned with intricate designs and a shimmering handle that looked like it belonged in a royal treasury. As the guests arrived, they were awed by the merchant's lavish display, but nothing drew more attention than this elegant wine pot. The merchant, eager to impress, presented the pot to Epictetus with a flourish. "Behold, the crown jewel of my collection," he declared, as if he were unveiling a precious treasure. Epictetus, ever the philosopher, with a sense of humor, admired the pot and said, "This pot is so beautiful, it could make even the gods consider trading their ambrosia for a taste of wine." As the evening progressed, Epictetus was engaged in a lively discussion with other guests about the nature of happiness and the essence of virtue. The conversation was animated, with gestures and laughter filling the room. In the middle of making a particularly emphatic point, Epictetus waved his hand a bit too energetically. Pot, perched precariously on the edge of the table, wobbled and in slow motion, at least it felt that way, fell to the floor with a thunderous crash. It shattered into 1,000 sparkling pieces. Room went silent. Guests stared at the broken pot, then at Epictetus, and finally at the merchant, who looked as if he'd just seen a ghost. The merchant's face turned from pale to red, and he stammered, "Oh no, that was my most prized possession." Epictetus, however, remained remarkably composed. With a twinkle in his eye and a smile on his face, he said, "Well, I guess we've just turned a beautiful pot into a collection of beautiful memories. We spent all our time worrying about what might break. We'd never enjoy anything." The guests, initially shocked, began to chuckle. Epictetus continued, "You know, if you think about it, the pot was never truly ours to keep. It was a lovely piece, but it was just a pot, temporary and fragile. It did its job splendidly, holding wine and delighting us, and now it has fulfilled its purpose. Isn't that something to celebrate rather than mourn?" The merchant, still a bit disheartened but slowly recovering his composure, managed a faint smile. "I suppose you're right. It was beautiful while it lasted, and your attitude makes me realize it's just a material thing after all." Epictetus then added with a grin, "And think of it this way. If the pot had survived the evening, it might have just sat on a shelf gathering dust. Now, it has become part of our story, adding a little more sparkle to our memories." The atmosphere lightened, and the guests laughed, their amusement shifting the focus away from the broken pot. The evening continued with lively conversation and good cheer, with Epictetus's calm demeanor and witty remarks turning a potential disaster into a lesson in Stoic wisdom. The lesson, Epictetus's reaction to the broken pot, provides a valuable lesson in Stoicism. Instead of stressing over things we can't control, like a shattered pot, we should focus on how we handle these situations. By staying calm, embracing the humor in the mishaps, and accepting the impermanence of material things, we can maintain our inner peace and make the best of any situation.